So I just wanted to come on here and say publicly, I'm officially announcing my departure from the Republican Party. We were given 24 hours that we are no longer going to be leading this initiative. And I can say I honestly never thought that I would so deeply regret my vote for Donald Trump.
I voted for him for lower grocery prices. He promised me cheaper prices on groceries. And that has not happened. Not only has that not happened, I am getting my food stamps taken. I am getting my cash assistance taken. I am getting my Section 8 taken. I am getting all my welfare governments taken. I did not ask for this. I would not have voted for him if I knew this was going to happen.
Somebody to tell me they're lying. I need somebody to lying. I need somebody to tell me they're lying. I need right now because what the do you mean that I'm not gonna get my benefits? What the you mean? Because what the happened? Do you understand that there are people like me who cannot work? Do you understand there are people like me who have kids who cannot eat? Do you understand there are people like me who go hungry the last week of the month just so my kids can't eat? Because SNAP benefits is all we get. I need somebody to please fucking tell me he's lying. I can't. What the am I gonna do?
The other day I went to the city and I just really regret not bringing a coat and wearing heels. That was a pretty ridiculous move, but I'll, next time I know. Oh, and then we went to this restaurant and I really kind of regret not ordering what my husband ordered because his was so good and mine was just like mediocre. And then unfortunately we planned a vacation and I really regret not getting that vacation insurance. And then our son got sick, so we couldn't go. And then you know what? I regret fighting with my friend. We held a grudge for too long, so I think it's time to call. MAGA regret? No. I don't want to hear that. I just saw a post by Aaron Parnas talking about real MAGA regret, and he was talking about 3 individuals that lost their job, apparently, because of Trump's, new rules and regulations and who he's firing, and they only regret their decision because it affects them. Everything I listed would affect me or, me and another person. You don't get, number one, to feel regret. Okay, because we have 4 years of this. And you are only feeling regret again because it has affected your life. You voted for this, you knew, and if you didn't, then shame on you for not educating yourself before you voted for a president. And that's where I keep getting angry. You either knew what he was going to do, because all he does is lie. We knew he knew about Project 2025. And then if you didn't know, how dare you not educate yourself before you pick a president? So I'm glad you have regret. I don't care that you lost your job. I don't care if your bills pile up because everyone is feeling, this administration, whether it's personally, financially, you know exactly who you voted for. So it should be MAGA remorse and grief and just despair. And you have a lot of apologizing to do one day. Okay? So I don't care. I actually am not unhappy that you got fired.
So I've been hearing and seeing a lot of videos of Trump supporters backtracking or wanting to backtrack their vote, and they are FAFO. And the reason why they are backtracking is because obviously they're getting affected by it, but they're like, oh, well, I voted for him because he sounded better. I voted for him because he gave them he gave, the American dream. He sold us the American dream. That's not why you voted for that man. That's not why you voted for that man. You voted for that man because you are a racist. You voted for that man because you hate black women. You voted for that man because even as a woman, you hate women and you hate black women. That's the only reason why. And just say that. That's okay to just say. It's okay to just say I'm a racist. That's why.
Across America, a wave of regret is sweeping through communities that once stood firmly behind DT. Now, MAGA voters who believed in his promises of economic revival and national greatness are now facing the harsh realities of broken dreams and unfulfilled expectation. Today we uncover the story of delusionment. We're gonna see how these MAGA people are regretting their vote publicly, openly. They are just coming out publicly regretting their vote. So all right, that's the episode for today. Please take your time and watch this video together, and I'll come back with my commentary. All credits belong to the creators in this video.
The fuck around and find out. So this morning, I was walking my dog. I heard a car pull up next to me, and it was my neighbor, Jack. And Jack is an older white man. He lives in California now for a long time, but he's from, I think, Boston, so he's got that accent. And Jack and I have always been pretty friendly. Despite Jack being of a certain generation and making certain comments, I've always just kind of been like, whatever. So he pulls up next to me, and he says, "Are you mad at me?" And I said, "Jack, I'm mad at everybody. I'm mad at the world. I'm mad at men. I'm mad at people who voted for Trump. I'm mad that he won. Did you vote for Trump?" He said, "I have a son. I have a son, and he hasn't spoken to me for 7 years because I voted for Trump the first time." And I said, 7 years, huh? I said, "Okay, so I guess you voted for him the second time too? Did you vote for him this third time?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, then we're done here, and good for your son." And Jack's face was so sad, and he was so confused and didn't know why I'm having this response. Apparently he hasn't learned from his son disowning him 7 years ago, which, bravo for the son. Good for you. He expects me to be his friend. He still wants his liberal lesbian friend to smile at him and say hi and have funny little banter back and forth. No, babe, that's over. That's over. All your little weird little old man comments, nope, done. Judging you for all of them. In fact, don't speak to me. Don't talk to me. We are not friends anymore. So after I explained this to him, that we are not going to be friends anymore, and I don't give a shit about him, he's dead to me, he has the nerve to say to me, "Look, in 4 years, everything's going to be fine, and maybe we can talk then." Fuck no. Go fuck yourself, Jack. No, babe. Bye.
Dear Americans, how are you doing? I'm just checking in on you here. And no, I don't mean the Trumputin bots. I mean the real, sensible Americans who are horrified about what their government is doing on the federal level, the domestic level, and also the international level. Government obviously burning up its allies at pace and letting down lots of US-built structures around the world and internally. And I know it's stressful for a great many of you, so just checking in. How are you? How are you feeling? Stick it in the comments. I want to know. And there'll be other people from across Europe and around the world who want to know as well. Are you mobilizing? Are you avoiding? Are you reading up on resistance literature? Are you just taking care of yourself and family because you're exhausted and you're knackered by all of this? Where are you at now? What are you doing? Because we care and we're staying in touch and we want to know. So let us know what's going on. Also, if there are any particular stories that we should be aware of that you know about that you're just not seeing in the mainstream press, do let us know. And if there are any initiatives that are happening in the States that you would like us outside the US to engage with, let us know, because obviously in Europe we've got this capacity that we're now building up and we're all rallying around European identity and putting more on defense and all of our leaders slapping Zelensky on the back And then in Canada, Canada's in proper kind of like Canadian fervor at the moment, banning all American goods on the shelves, getting rid of your wine and beer and Starlink and what have you. So Canada knows what to do, and they can embrace that and enjoy that. And as you know, I'm trying to bring, you know, the Canadian and the European together as well. But a lot of that has quite general sort of anti-American sort of flavor in it, doesn't it? But of course, we haven't forgotten about you guys that are at the closest end to all of this stupidity and aggression coming out from Trump and Musk and Vance and all of that kind of stuff. So so let us know how you're doing, what you're doing, how you're feeling, what you want us to know about, and what you want us to do to help to magnify messages or just to be aware of. Thanks, and take care. Hang in there. We're here with you. We're all in this together. We're your allies, and you're our allies. And remember that.
Well, it finally happened, and it's happening fast. I'm getting a lot of messages from people who say, I'm a Republican, I'm a Trump supporter, but I want labor rights. And they're asking me for help with the problem they're having now that Trump is really attacking the federal workforce, and they're scared. The hypocrisy. How dare you come to me for help when you have spent the past 12 years of Trump's career violently and viciously attacking anyone who doesn't look like you, violently and viciously attacking labor rights when every expert in the world warned you. And you mocked us. You still mock us when we tell you that what's happening is dangerous. But now that it's finally affected you, as we warned you it would, now you think you deserve special treatment? It's kind of like that guy who posted about not paying taxes and how proud he was not to pay taxes. And then the fires happened, and he was desperately calling for private firefighters to save his house, but no one else's. I'm angry at you. I'll probably still help you because I believe in this, but I'm angry at you.
Ready for the ultimate round and find out? Here it comes. Watch this, and then we'll discuss.
I need your help to save my farm and many other farms. I wanted to give you guys
Okay, this Jethro is experiencing the ultimate MAGA FAFO moment. I don't know if you've seen his videos, but he's posted a couple of videos where he's basically come on here and he said, I voted for Trump because, well, in a nutshell, because he loves Trump's hate agenda. He doesn't like the fact that immigrants are coming here and taking money from the government. Taking money from the government is evil. You should pull up your own bootstraps and work. So in the next sentence, he comes out and he says, I voted for Trump, and Trump took away my government subsidy that helped my farm stay in business. So send me money. Trump took away the government subsidy that Biden put in place that kept me in business. Now that Trump took it away, I need your help. Send me money. So my question to you is, do we send this Jethro money? I mean, he is now getting the bill for his hate agenda. His hate agenda comes with a price. He didn't know it. Maybe he didn't realize it. Maybe he thought it would never bounce back on him. But now that it's affecting him personally, he's asking for us to give him money. Now, my answer to this, I don't know what your answer is going to be, whether you want to give him money or not. But my answer is, from me, you get fucko. Because if I were to give you money, Jethro, that would make me woke. And you hate woke. You hate the woke left because they show kindness, compassion, and consideration for other people. And that's just too woke for you. So I'm going to live by your standard. And I'm not going to be woke, which means I'm not going to give you one red fucking cent because that's what I feel you fucking deserve. What about the rest of you? What say you? Do you give them money?
I keep seeing videos of people saying like how they regret their vote, and if they could go back, they would change their vote, or they wouldn't vote, or blah, 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 right? Y'all don't regret your vote. You regret that those hateful things that you wished upon other people are now affecting you when you didn't know they would. So I don't feel bad for you. You're getting exactly what's coming for you, and I hope you enjoy these next 4 years.
So it would appear that the people who voted for Trump are the people who will be most negatively affected by the tariffs. And here's a map to show you. Oopsies. Look at all that red through the central and southeast part of the country. My goodness. This article in the New York Times says that the retaliatory tariffs have been carefully designed to hit Mr. Trump where it hurts. Nearly 8 million Americans work in industries targeted by the levies, and the majority are Trump voters. The figure underscores the dramatic impact that a trade war could have on American workers, potentially causing Mr. Trump's economic strategy to backfire. Something Trump does is going to backfire? How's that even possible? If only somebody could have warned his voters.
Hey y'all, so I've been seeing it float around that there are some MAGAs who actually do regret voting the way that they did. And what I have to say about that is good. Because honestly, the more you regret the thing that you've done, the more uncomfortable it is for you to sit with it, the more likely you are to remember this for next time. Maybe you're finally going to admit to yourself, I was wrong. Maybe you're finally going to admit to yourself, other people were right. Maybe you're going to admit to yourself, I made a huge mistake. I never should have done that. Maybe you will finally admit to yourself, I got taken in. I fell for a con. Maybe also you will admit to yourself that you don't care about anyone or anything unless it directly involves you. Maybe you'll finally admit that all of the people who were fighting for the cushy life that you had been living are the exact people whose lives you voted against. Maybe you'll finally realize how complacent you'd become. And maybe you'll finally realize, yeah, you know what? I actually was/am racist. Maybe you'll finally admit that you had been living with bigotry and racism up until that point, or maybe even now still. And maybe you're going to finally realize that what we're all facing now, you included, is not how we want to live. So yes, good. Regret it. Be uncomfortable. Sit with that because nobody's going to have any sympathy for you. You're going to sit with that all alone and you're going to have to face some hard truths. And I really hope that this experience changes you for the better. Because honestly, if it doesn't, then you kind of truly are a lost cause. Meanwhile, everybody else, what do we get to say? I told you so.
Now, the first thing we are going to discuss here is the reason of regret. Now, these MAGA voters, they are not regretting because of what they did. They are regretting because of the expectation they had is not yet fulfilled. What they expected from their leader is not delivering. So that's why they come out and regret and say we regret voting this and this. Yes, they regret voting about deportation. Why? Remember, they are the one who voted deportation. They are the one who approved deportation. And those same people, they are no longer afford workers in the farm. They don't have workers in the farm right now, because those illegal immigrants that were working there to achieve some dreams, they are no longer working there. They no longer come to the farm. So now those farmers who voted, they're now regretting. So that is the point. You guys, you are regretting because of you've never seen what you voted for. You've never seen what the guy promised you. You've never seen it. But you guys, you've never also read Project 2025 to know exactly what is in the project, what is the plan that this guy had for us. You've never checked about that. You just went ahead and just tick. You vote. Okay, I give my vote. That's what you did. But you've never thought before doing your vote. That's why right now you are regretting. That's why right now you are now facing the consequences, because you didn't thought about it, and some did out of hate. This is very sad. Some people did out of hate because you hate a certain people, certain person. That's why you voted. So right now you are regretting, not because you thought about it, but because it's also affecting you. That's the first point. Now the second is the broken promise, mostly economically. So we've heard that most Latinos who voted for DT, they voted because they need economic boost, economic change. That's why they went ahead and voted. And they didn't care that their fellow illegal immigrants, they're gonna face deportation. They've never thought about it. Now, the guy, they are saying that he's not delivering, he's not giving them the promise what he promised them. He said DT would revitalize the economy, but instead they face challenges like rising inflation, stagnant wages, trade wars that had industries like farming and manufacturing. So now there is a trade war between the states and other countries. So these people, they were not expecting that the guy will bring trade wars. No, they're not expecting about the tariffs. So they were expecting like economic paradise, economic, relief. They are gonna have some of the benefits economically, but right now they are not seeing them, and they are coming out with regret. You guys, you've never checked Project 2025, because once you check that, you would have realized things will not go the same. Things will not do like he said. Now, another thing is healthcare disappointment. Now, this highlighted story of voters who relied on Affordable Care but were affected by attempts to dismantle the Affordable Care Act, leaving them vulnerable. Now, remember about the Affordable Care Act and Obamacare. Those things were the same, but these people, they went ahead and voted against it. And this Obamacare, they had some of the best benefits. Guys, it had some of the best benefits. Listen, if your child is not afford is not afford health care or health insurance, you would put that child on you. But that was the benefits of Obamacare. So now these guys, they went ahead and voted against it. It's a lot of benefits. So if this guy, they were thought twice, thought that, these things you are voting will affect us, you should have voted good or voted not have voted. You shouldn't have voted against your own rights. Now, we've seen also federal job cuts. Man, this was so harsh, and this made MAGAs to come out and express emotion and cry. They say now the guy is just, is cutting our jobs. We no longer have jobs. Remember, USAID is no longer here, and there were some MAGAs who are working there. You guys, if you voted him and you trust him, the guy have thrown you out. Yes, some they are saying now the guy is changing the country, the guy is putting the country on a good line. Yeah, that's your thought. But listen, there are MAGAs who were cutted from their jobs. Now, how are they feeling right now? What's the feeling they have? Are you really still trusting the guy? Are you really If they gave you the second chance, are you going to vote for him again? Tell me in the comment section. Now, these things have made MAGA world to collapse. You've seen on the big companies what happens. The stocks have went down. You know, we've seen a lot of things that happen on these big companies. But even on a personal cases, it happened to these MAGAs. Yes, it happened to these MAGAs. And now these MAGAs, they are coming out to express their emotion, to cry, the funding cuts, the word food stamps, everything. Everything. The guy have cut them. Yes, he's putting the country on the line, as you said, but it's also affected your fellow MAGA. So now, what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to have sympathy on these people? Because, you know, yes, they are people, they are friends, brothers and families, but I don't think you could tell someone who never voted against his or her own rights to have sympathy for you who voted against him or her rights. Because you made her to lose the job, you made him to lose the farm, you made a lot of things. So do you believe these people come out and have sympathy to you, MAGA voters? I don't believe, and I don't think so it will happen. I don't think so. It's your time to bear what it's time to have the result of what you voted for. It's time to have the fruits. It's time to have the harvest, because you planted. Now it's time to have your harvest. It's not time of just saying, you know, we are sorry for this and that. No. First face the consequence, because guys, let me tell you, we have 4 good years about this. We have some of the 4 good years to face this kind of consequences. So, and you are crying even less than even in a month. I don't know if it's a month. You know, the guy is sown in 20th. You know, 20th. So now, what I can say is just face the consequences. Let the guy do the things that he told you to do. You know, and face the consequences as others. Don't come out and they say, no, we regret this and that. No way. Just face that consequence. Face it. Face it and know exactly what you voted to. For the next time, you will think twice of your vote. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Let's catch up in the next episode. Please don't go without subscribing, like this video, and tell me in the comment section what do you think about the MAGA regret. Thank you. Bye-bye.